Tuesday, 29th of September 1942. Dear Kitty, extraordinary things can happen to people who go into hiding. Just imagine, as there is no bath, we use a wash tub, and because there is no hot water in the office, by which I always mean the whole of the lower floor, all seven of us take in turns to make use of this great luxury. But because we are so different and some are more modest than others, each member of the family has found his own place for carrying out the performance. Peter uses the kitchen in spite of its glass door. When he is going to have a bath, he goes to each one of us in turn and tells us that they must not walk past the kitchen for half an hour. He, he seems to think this is sufficient. I mean, I guess that's what I would do too. He reminds me of my brother. Mr. Van Dam goes right upstairs. To him, it is worth the bother of carrying hot water all that way, so as to have the seclusion of his own room. Mrs. Van Dam simply doesn't bathe at all at present. She is waiting to see which is the best place. That seems reasonable to her character, or not character, how she was acting. Daddy has his bath in the private office. Mommy behind a fire guard in the kitchen. Margot and I have chosen the front office for our scrub. The curtains there are drawn on Saturday afternoons, so we wash ourselves in semi-darkness. However, I don't like this place any longer, and since last week I've been on the lookout for more comfortable quarters. Peter gave me an idea, and that was to try the large office, WC. There I can sit down, have the light on, lock the door, pour my own bath water away, and I'm safe from prying eyes. I tried my beautiful bathroom on Sunday for the first time, and although it sounds mad, I think it is the best place of all. Last week the plumber was at work downstairs to move the drains and water pipes from the office WC to the passage. This change is a precaution against frozen pipes in case we should have a cold winter. The plumber's visit was far from pleasant for us. Not only were we unable to draw water the whole day, but we could not go to the WC either. Now it is rather indecent to tell you what we did to overcome this difficulty. However, I'm not such a prude that I can't talk about these things. The day we arrived here, Daddy and I improvised a potty for ourselves. Not having a better receptacle, we sacrificed a glass-preserving jar for this purpose. During the plumber's visit, nature's offerings were deposited in these jars in the sitting room during the day. I don't think this was nearly as bad as having to sit still and not talk the whole day. You can't imagine what a trial that was for Miss Quack Quack. I have to whisper on ordinary days, but not being able to speak or move was 10 times worse. After being flattened by 3 days of continuous sitting, my bottom was very stiff and painful. Some exercise at bedtime helped. Yours, Anne.